What if I told you that for over 70 years, a single government organization has been the quiet architect behind a huge chunk of a nation's industry? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the Pakistan Industrial Development Corporation, or PIDC. This is a state-owned company that has, believe it or not, been right at the heart of shaping Pakistan's economic landscape pretty much since day one.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. We're going to trace its whole journey, starting with why it was created in the first place. Then we'll look at a massive shift in strategy, what we're calling the Great Pivot. After that, we'll dive into what the PIDC looks like today, take an honest look at its legacy of wins and losses, and finally, peek into what's next for this organization in the 21st century.
To really get what the PIDC is all about, you've got to look at the timeline. It was born just 5 years after Pakistan itself, with a pretty monumental job ahead of it. Its role changed in a big way in the 60s when it started selling off its industries, which led it to where it is today, acting more as a facilitator, not just a builder. So, let's kick things off at the very beginning with the founder's mission. I mean, think about it. You've got a brand new country. What was the problem that the PIDC was actually created to solve? Well, its job was crystal clear. Back in 1952, private investors just weren't ready to sink huge amounts of cash into big, risky industrial projects or into areas of the country that were underdeveloped. So the PIDC was designed to step right into that gap. It was meant to be the pioneer, the one to kickstart everything, create jobs, and build up the nation's economy where nobody else would.
And here's what's so fascinating about its whole philosophy. From the get-go, this was never about creating giant, state-owned companies forever. The whole idea was to act like an incubator. Use government money to build a successful industry, get it on its feet, and then, this is the key part, sell it to private business owners. It was built to be a catalyst, not a permanent control.
But as Pakistan's own private sector started to grow and mature, the PIDC's original role just wasn't as critical anymore. And that led to a major strategic shift, which we're calling the Great Pivot. It's all about moving from being a direct builder of factories to a facilitator of growth for others. This slide just lays out that transformation perfectly. Back in the day, PIDC was the player on the field, actually building and running the sugar mills and chemical plants itself. Today it's more like the architect of the whole stadium. It creates these amazing industrial parks and provides the infrastructure so that private companies can come in and play the game. So the key to their modern strategy is this whole concept of the Special Economic Zone, or SEZ. Just think of it like a plug-and-play area for new industries. The PIDC develops the land, makes sure there's power, water, and roads, and creates a really business-friendly environment that basically acts like a huge magnet for private investment. So how does all of this come together to form the PIDC of today? Well, it's not just one single corporation anymore. It's actually this complex, pretty fascinating ecosystem of massive infrastructure projects and some very specialized companies. The backbone of this whole modern ecosystem is infrastructure. Right now, PIDC manages these 5 key industrial parks spread all across the country. Each one is a strategic hub designed to attract certain types of industries and really boost regional growth. These SEZs are pretty much the physical proof of its new role as a facilitator. But it's not just about developing land. PIDC also dives deep into nurturing specific industries that have a ton of potential. For example, through its subsidiary, the Pakistan Gems and Jewelry Development Company, it's working to upgrade the entire process, from the mine all the way to the marketplace, to make the whole sector more competitive on a global scale. And it's not just gems. They're doing the exact same thing with another one of Pakistan's rich natural resources through the Pakistan Stone Development Company. The idea here is to bring in modern quarrying and processing technology to add more value to things like marble and granite, which in turn helps boost exports. And their focus isn't just on huge industries either, with initiatives like Ek Hunar, Ek Nagar, which translates to One Village, One Product. PIDC is reaching into rural areas. This whole program is about tackling poverty by supporting local artisans and connecting their unique crafts to much bigger markets. It's all about creating this ripple effect of economic empowerment. But look, with such a diverse range of projects over so many years, not everything is going to be a home run. It's just not realistic. So now, let's talk about PIDC's balanced legacy, a frank look at its history of both some incredible successes and some pretty notable setbacks. And right here, you can see that original vision in action. Companies like Maple Leaf Cement and Carnifuli Paper Mills were started by PIDC and then successfully sold off to major industrial groups like Saigal and Dawood. These companies became absolute pillars of Pakistan's private sector, proving that the whole build and transfer model really worked.
But, of course, for every big success story, there were also some real challenges. Some projects, like the Harnai woolen mills and Larkana sugar mills, just didn't pan out and eventually had to be closed down. And being honest about this is really key, right? It shows you the risks involved in this kind of work and gives you a much more complete picture of PIDC's long and complicated history.
So, after 70-plus years of building things and then helping others build things, where does an organization like PIDC go from here? Well, that brings us to its next chapter, forging Pakistan's industrial future for the 21st century. And yep, that means it's time for another pivot.
Its vision for the future is evolving again. It's moving from being a builder of physical infrastructure to a builder of knowledge infrastructure. The new game plan has three main parts. First, becoming a think tank that helps the government make better policy. Second, creating strong connections between industry and top universities. And third, actively pushing for innovation and technology upgrades all across the manufacturing sector.
And all of this leaves us with one final thought. The story of the PIDC is really a masterclass in how an institution can evolve. By transforming itself from a direct builder to a facilitator and now to an innovator, it's basically created a blueprint for how legacy organizations can adapt, stay relevant, and continue to be a driving force for a nation's economy long into the future.